There you go. Recording. Um, yes, well, you got to manage, kind of everything. I don't know how about you guys, but um, working on a product, you need to have, this one screen where you're working on the main product is on one screen, then you have another screen for your ideas, and then another screen for taking notes. Um, and then out of nowhere, there's an iPad head. I don't know if you guys can actually see, but I also have a hanging iPad, um, just hanging there. So. All right, you know what? I'm gonna start. I'm sharing the screen already, right? You guys can see the screen?
No, it's not. It's not showing.
You're not seeing the screen. I'm sharing the
I see it. If you click on the top, there's two tabs.
I see. Yeah, on top you can see click it says like Vladimir's screen and you click and it opens on the left.
I can
If you're from mobile, you swipe left.
give me like a thumbs up if you guys see the
Yeah,
screen.
everyone can see. It's just you need to click this button, the screen
Yeah,
share,
yeah.
on the
Yes,
left
I
and
can see
it
the screen.
opens. Yeah, okay,
Webinar
perfect.
SimpleeCreate, the future of marketing. Yeah, got it. I can see that.
Yeah.
Cool, amazing. All right. If in case we'll have more people joining, I'll just have to manually just have to stop in the middle, just add them to the call. But anyways, this is the first webinar that we're hosting, right? This is pretty exciting. And we're going to try to host these webinars at least on a monthly basis, covering different topics, different subjects, obviously all around our industry, which is marketing, branding, content creation, and most importantly is AI, because AI is just, the golden standard since the last, over the last 2 years. Um, so today we're going to be talking about one of the most important shifts in the industry and how marketing is fundamentally transforming going into 2026. The pace and the rapid change in the industry is unlike anything that we've seen before, right? At least over the last decade. So creators are evolving, and Alba, you're going to be talking about that. Creators are evolving into real brands. Brands are adopting the creator style communication, where AI is just no longer a tool. It's becoming core part of creative strategy, creative production, and scale for any brand. And those who will adapt to it will either evolve with it, will dominate, and those who don't, well, they're going to stay behind. So
Absolutely.
in today's webinar, the agenda is just very simple. I'm going to be talking a little bit about SimpleeCreate and how AI is reshaping the branding for companies. And then we'll have Abu Tonmoy, who's going to be talking about how AI is transforming the creative workflows and the brand strategy, followed by Jonathan Frankel. And I'm not sure I see him in our meeting. Leon, do you want to message Jonathan just in case?
Yes, I'll message him right now. He just
Okay.
reposted the post I did a few minutes ago. Everyone's
Okay.
running. Yeah, I'll message him right now.
Okay, perfect. And following, we'll have Sherelle talking about what's changing and how to leverage creators effectively. And on the closing remarks, it's going to be a Q&A, just me and Abu basically doing like a small 1v1 session, um, and doing the closing remarks for this webinar. So I hope this sounds good, sounds like a plan for everyone.
Yeah.
So I'll introduce myself first, and then I'm going to introduce the panelists. A little bit about myself. Before becoming a founder, I was running a marketing agency for about 5 years, managing just a few dozen brands. So we're a small boutique marketing agency, but we helped brands from marketing strategies to content strategies, it's pretty much from the ideation stage to publishing and production of their content. So we did shoot even professional commercial videos for specific brands, mainly like physical product brands. And we've learned a lot over the years, as the algorithms, the strategies constantly change, right? And you have to adapt to it. You have to always stay on top of your game. Um, which what led me to becoming a founder in 2019. So this is when I kind of exited from my marketing agency, and I built one of the first multi-streaming shopping channel mobile apps on the App Store. It was on the top 3. We were featured on Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, AccessWire, Yahoo Finance. It was really a great success. And then we made a few pivots on the way. In 2022, once we joined, sorry, one second. I think I just saw somebody wanted to join. In 2022, we pivoted towards the gaming industry. In the gaming space, we worked with hundreds of brands, top enterprises like Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, Riot Games, Epic Games. We were all working together. They were using our matchmaking algorithm. We were creating co-hosting events with them, over 400 events we hosted a year. We've been running this for about 3 years. And most importantly is that we've built a very large community, one of the largest on Discord, of close to 800,000 members on Discord. So, taking into account all this experience over the last 5-7 years, I would say, working with hundreds of brands, we understood that there's the issue, the problem still stays the same, and it's creating consistent branded content for any business or any enterprise. Right. So I'm going to talk about the subject in a second. Today, before I jump into the panel, I just want to just put a few words about SimpleeCreate, and this is why we actually created SimpleeCreate, because of that problem. We created an engine that is smart, an engine that knows your brand and will create that branded content for you, right? So you don't have to juggle between hundreds of different tools out there, because a lot of these tools are just not smart. Nobody really knows what your brand is about, what you're creating. You have to go, even on ChatGPT, go back and forth in the prompting. This is the tone I want. Change this, this content style, like the format. And we understand that this issue of consistency is at large, and every brand, every small business encounters it on a daily basis, and that is the reason we've created SimpleeCreate. Right, so we're lucky to have an incredible panel today. So I'm still waiting for Jonathan to join. Oh, there is. I have Edward Fellas joining. So we have Jonathan Yoni Frankel, who is the co-founder of YKC Media. He's a true expert in how to become authentic online. And then we have Shreyal. She's the founder of Creator Origin.
Arch. So look, our thing is going to have lines. Look. Andy, can you just give me 2 seconds of your time? I can do it an hour and a half, and I canceled my whole day in the city today.
Let me just get someone. There you go. Thank you. So we have the founder of Shreyal. She's leading an exciting influencer marketing agency. And last but not least, Abu, who's the co-founder of Style Hut Studio and also an influencer, over 2 million followers across all his social media channels. So together we're bringing industry leaders from AI, from content creation, influencer marketing, which gives a complete picture of the future. Right, so let's start with the marketing shifts in 2026. So marketing in 2026 is like walking into a new era. Content volume is exploding. We've seen everybody just creating content, publishing, posting across all social media channels. But the attention, the focus is shrinking. People are really losing that focus of their brand authenticity and the content that they're producing. With AI accelerating the creative production at a level that we've never experienced before, at least for the past decade, consumers expecting higher results. They're expecting faster responses, a more humanized, more personalized approach. But the challenge for most of these brands is simple. And it's that brands just cannot keep up. They cannot keep up with the expectations. They cannot keep up with all the tools and everything that's out there with AI. So it's very simple. Either brands evolve, not just by posting content, by creating true brand stories, a system and an identity for people that consumers can recognize or resonate with instantly. I want to kind of dive in here more about the challenge. Content chaos, right? So what brings us to the real issue is that teams and even small business owners, so teams and marketing agencies, or teams and brand or small business owners, they're just managing too many tools. There are too many revisions. There are too many formats. There are too many deadlines that they have to meet. So when production gets rushed, the brand identity just starts to weaken. And with generic AI tools, content starting to look just the same across all social media channels. Whether you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or Anthropic, or you're using Midjourney, as of today, we'll see that actually all the content that's being generated is the same. So instead of reinforcing a strong identity, brands are accidentally diluting it. And this is why creators burn out. Brands lose the momentum, marketing becomes reactive instead of being strategic. And the biggest challenge in 2026 isn't about generating content, but it's maintaining the a recognizable identity at scale. And I'm trying to move to the next slide and it's not working. There you go. Okay. So the future belongs to recognizable brands. And the reason I put this picture of Apple, because Apple has the strongest brand presence across all channels. Brands that win in 2026 aren't the ones that are posting the most. They're the ones that people recognize with instantly. The audience wants consistency. They want the same tone. They want the same visuals, the same emotional experience, the same. They want to be part of the story, not just listening or seeing your story. They want to be part of the story. This is why systems matter more than just inspiration. When you have a repeatable brand system, your tone, your style, your story, your visuals, it becomes effortless to scale across every social media channel out there. And recognition is the new battleground for marketing. So when people scroll and stop, that's because they know you. That's because they know your brand. And that is power for a lot of these brands. So how SimpleeCreate fits into this future? And I'm giving like a very short glance of what our platform is in the background. You can actually see. SimpleeCreate is not just any other AI tool out there. It's a living brand brain. It learns your brand identity. It knows what your company is doing, not just what your company is doing. It knows everything about your company. It knows your neural networks. It knows your tone, your visual, your style, your voice. It knows how you create. And the most important thing is that instantly unbranded content is created across every social channel so you can stay consistent. This is our objective, is helping brands staying consistent. But staying consistent is one thing. How do you predict the content generation in the future? SimpleeCreate learns from every creation that's being made on our platform. 1 second. Okay. We predict the next content that you're going to create. So whether you're a new business, a starting business, or a new brand, or an existing brand that you have a vision for the new product in line. So for example, you're selling a physical product on Amazon, right? Or you want to create a new brand. SimpleeCreate, based on how you work, how you create, will predict the next content generation. And most important of all, it's one unified workflow. So we created a platform that takes you from A to Z, from the ideation stage to the distribution stage, not just to the final draft, we're past that, but to the distribution stage. So you can, like I said, whether you're an existing brand or a new brand, just an idea, you can create that content. We follow all your brand guidelines. We even help you create those brand guidelines, the complete brand identity, and we help you distribute it across all social channels. So that was a brief presentation from my side. I just want to mention one thing, that brands don't need more tools. They just need a smart brand engine. Okay. So thank you for listening to me. If you would like, you can scan the QR code right here and learn more about our company, what we do. And by the way, in the future webinars, we're going to dive in more detail on every subject. And we're going to do a specific webinar just on SimpleeCreate, for example, and other topics as well. And so right now, I would like to give the stage. Do we have, did Jonathan join? Jonathan is there. Let me make him a co-host.
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
guys?
Jonathan, how are you? Gonna make you a
All good.
co-host. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Hey, guys.
And
Oh, we got a full
hey,
house here.
how are you?
Glad you're. I'm doing great. A
Amazing. Good
lot
to
of
see
people
you.
here. Okay, great.
Yeah. All right. So the
All right,
stage is
cool.
yours. Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, all. My name is Yoni. I am a content strategist who focuses on LinkedIn, and I don't want to say it's about personal branding these days or about thought leadership. It's about distribution. And the fact that having a strong online presence is one of the most effective ways to get your voice out there. And so I like to be interactive and like to have a conversation with people. So I have two ways we can go about this two ways. Okay. I can give you my spiel, my presentation, and all the tricks and hacks and whatnot. Or we can just do right now, I can do a roast or a takedown and actually go through someone's LinkedIn and help. Because I want to provide as much value as possible and see if when you all are brave enough, I'll see how I can help you guys improve your LinkedIn, your content, because I want you guys to actually leave with something tangible. So what do you guys want? Tell me. Someone raise their hand. Let me know what you want.
You can do me. I don't mind.
Okay, great. I knew you look brave. Okay. All right.
Do you want me to give you my handle on LinkedIn?
Yeah. This hold on, let me just let me look you up right now.
Be kind to me though. We're just starting our LinkedIn strategy.
But the fact you're even calling it a strategy is smart, right?
With the help of Leon. Leon's on this call too. He's helping me out also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be good feedback for both of us.
All right. Where is your
So it's Shirel Benji on LinkedIn.
okay, here we go. All right. So let's go to University of Santa Clara. Okay. That's funny. Can I just say something? They're like it's a well-known school, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, because I've heard about it before. It's one of the notable UC programs. Let me just go to screen share. And then we'll do this. All right, so can someone undisable the screen share?
Well, do you want to make Jonathan a co-host or is he already one?
I think there's already one, but let me zone.
When we look back in time and look at all the experiences we had on Zoom, we're always going to remember these awkward pauses. We're just like, "Hey, can you fix this?"
Totally.
Jonathan, you should be able
Yes.
to share your
All right.
screen. Yeah.
Cool. All right. You see me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's take a look at what we have here. Create origin. This is great. Your concierge service for curated influencer campaigns. This is great because what you're actually doing right here is most people don't do. They'll have some kind of random picture of them on a lake or whatever, the sunset, because this is real estate right here. And so it's actually quite important that people see what value you provide. Now, when you guys look at LinkedIn, it's so different than say IG or TikTok or Reddit. And there's really one thing that separates that from all the other platforms because they are uniform, right? They all copy one another. What they do, which is really important, is LinkedIn is about somebody else. It's not about you. It's like sales and marketing. You're ICP. You're never writing for yourself. You're never trying to flex. You're always trying to solve someone else's problem. It's like the core of business. What's business? Either saving money or saving time, or it's always trying to help someone relieve a pain point. And so that is really what LinkedIn's about. Yes, you can brag and all this other stuff, but it's not like when you're on Instagram or like TikTok, you're basically thinking about yourself. With LinkedIn, you always have to be outward focused and think, how am I providing value? And that goes, and words carry weight. And so it has to start with how you're framing things and how you're writing about it. Okay, cool. So I like it. Driving brand growth with tailored influence campaigns. You're the founder. Okay, good. You have your link. That's good. We got to get your follower count up. Okay.
Yep. Working on it.
Okay, so here about it says about this is you can brag a little bit here.
Mm.
You can brag a little. You can name drop. I mean, and I would actually make it readable. So another
Okay.
thing for you all to understand is that like most people are consuming content. You know this. Think about your own consumption habits on the phone. And so if someone's going to look at someone's like say doom scrolling, where someone's looking at your content or your profile, they're going to look at it most likely for mobile. Who does this well? I think either Clio or Taplio. There are programs that you can see how things actually will read. Now, I don't do this when I write content. I write for desktop, but because only if the only thing I do work on is the hook for mobile. But just note that if everything is readable for mobile as well, especially your audience is probably, are you looking to engage with influencers? They're probably Gen Z, right? Even B2B, they're Gen Z, so they're probably mobile first. So it's something to consider. Okay, cool. All right,
Smart.
so followers, let's just take a look at the content itself. Okay. Jim, he's good. He's good. Um, Influencer marketing. Okay. A good image. All right, so let's go. Let's talk a little bit about. Oh, this is good. I like this. This is good. This is good. Was this posted on TikTok?
Yeah, it was posted on Instagram and TikTok. It
Okay,
did
good.
well on Instagram. It's
Yeah, yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So just video will never do well on LinkedIn. I don't care what LinkedIn will tell you. You should still do it, but it just you'll if the metrics you're not gonna ever get it popping off. Like, was a reel? What's the likeliness?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're never gonna have that level of engagement, but it's still important to do because it creates relatability. This is good. Your content's good. You need to okay, so what do you like to do most? Do you like to do video? Do you like to do audio? Do you like to do text? What do you like?
I would say a mix of video and text.
Okay. And so how what kind of cadence do you think you'd be able to do? Say on Instagram, how often are you posting?
We're posting 5 times a week, and I would say like 1 to 2 of those are talking heads of me talking about like industry insights and campaigns we're running, etc. The rest are just tips for brands and creators.
Okay. Yeah, who's your ICP?
It's a mix of brands and creators, mostly brands.
So what kind of creators?
Influencers that are looking to join a network and be plugged into campaigns that might come across our way so that we can activate them.
Now,
But I would
I'm
say
gonna
key one is brands for sure. So we're trying to get brands' attention.
okay, so I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, but like
Yeah.
there is been a migration of other influencers to LinkedIn. It's
Yeah.
been okay. There's just all these like people say, oh, there'll be a migration of YouTubers to LinkedIn and improve video. It hasn't really happened yet. So it seems it's slow because LinkedIn is like, whatever, cringe. Um, but who cares? That's where the money is. I don't care how cringe it is. Um, I guess the other question I have is if the influencers are, if you're is it most demand gen or people reaching out to you or are you reaching out to them?
Since we're newer to the scene, so I would say we're doing a lot of outreach.
Okay. And why? And do you think have you reached any and I'm just asking a lot of questions. I want to
No,
understand who you're
yeah,
writing for.
helpful.
I want to know who you're writing for. Is that what is the number one platform for you to reach your ICP as of right now?
So I see where you're headed. Right now, it would probably be LinkedIn, which is why we're shifting our strategy there.
Okay.
But
For
the
both,
goal is
for
because
both,
of
for both,
what for
for
both,
both.
but
Okay.
because of the virality that we all know comes with like creating short form content on TikTok and Instagram, I've had better traction getting engagement there, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily from my top ICP.
Right. So the thing is, in like people who are like I work with, like I want to go viral. I'm like, well, virality is really first off, take metrics aside. Like if you have a post that has 100 to like say a few hundred likes, comments, reshares on LinkedIn, that's very good. It's
Right.
not Instagram where you have like 1,000
Totally.
and you can post some lascivious content and get whatever, like 10,000. It's not the same. It's a different animal. You have different people on these platforms.
Hmm.
So the way I would look at it is the quality of the people on LinkedIn is a lot higher. Okay. Even though, yes, they are being flooded. Oftentimes people are being flooded, especially if they're working in a position where a lot of service providers want to reach them. But I would think very clearly, and this is sometimes a challenge. Look, I work with a lot of founders who have multiple ICPs. So this is, and a lot of people have multiple things they do, and they want to be able to approach it like, they have this whole idea of content buckets. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's not like, oh, Monday I'm going to write about this and Tuesday about that and Wednesday about that. It doesn't work like that in the real world because you're going out, you're doing stuff, you're meeting people, right? And what I would think is that if you 2 to 3 posts a week are solving your ICP's pain point, meaning explaining to them why your service or your business or your startup is like the solution, then you're solving the problem. And I know this is like people think when they talk about LinkedIn ghostwriting, LinkedIn, it's not about LinkedIn. It's about storytelling. It's about understanding why you're even doing it. Oftentimes people don't even understand why they're posting. I had a conversation with a client of mine yesterday, and they're like, it was like one of the associates at this VC, and she's like, I don't even know why I need to be doing this. And then 2 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, I found this job on LinkedIn. That's how I got this job." I was like, "Girl, like, what are you talking about?" This is like people don't even understand that. Like, it's sometimes it's like it's a really good platform to reach the people you want to reach, but you have to be intentional about who you're writing for. Is this helpful?
Very helpful.
Okay. So let's talk about. I like the fact you have this backlog of content. Okay. Especially the videos. I recommend you try to post this as often as possible.
Okay.
Okay, maybe twice a week.
Okay.
The only thing what I would look if I were you, I would work with ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is really good at actually at structures like
Okay.
Freytag, like it's like the Hollywood hero's journey,
Hmm.
Aristotle. There's a number of frameworks you can use when you're creating posts, and they're all great. But you need to really nail the hook. You
Mm,
need in the first. Okay, you can have the worst post. It can be such garbage, but if your hook is killer, it's going to
it's
do
true.
well. You
Yeah.
need to, it's like, I was listening to these two podcasters talking about this the other day. They said that back in the day, like people used to write news, like people who were journalists that used to write like newspapers articles, they would spend 50% of the time on the hook. It's like the New York Post, right? It's like the header. So the hook it's the same thing with TikTok. In the first 3 seconds, if you don't have the promise of the hook, then it's not going to land. So I've been thinking a lot about creators' influence into ownership. Okay, how is that specific? How is that who? Why? Why should I care? You've been thinking about it. Great. I think about a lot of things. So be specific why you're solving the problem with the hook. It's not like it's like it's not a tweet. You have to be very specific on what you're trying to accomplish here. You got to make people stop. So I'm being hard on you, but
No, this is great. Listen, all the feedback you can give me is great, but
these
I'm
are things that are easy. Look, don't
changed.
shy away. Don't shy away from using ChatGPT as well. No, don't shy away from it. I think it's a great tool. Um,
Yeah.
I think that, and I have this conversation often with people, everyone has to have their own ideation process. Okay.
Hmm.
Me personally, I have different hook frame, like different post formats I'll use.
Yeah.
And then I'll go for a walk and I'll just go for 10 minutes, not do anything. And then I'll just start coming up with ideas and I talk into ChatGPT and I'll tell ChatGPT, hey, here's some ideas. Just give me a loose structure for this. And then I go back and edit the post. But like you just want to have a bunch of content.
Yeah.
Your posting cadence is good. You're using different styles. You're doing everything right. What I think, yeah, this is great. You're doing this is like a video walk in the street.
Hmm.
So it looks like it's on the east side.
Yeah. I was scrolling down to like my earlier posts from the last few months, like if you keep going down, and I was looking for one that had a good hook, and you were right. So I mean, it's the same in influencer marketing. Like if you have a good hook, it's gonna do well. But I'm looking at a post that I posted 6 months ago, and the it says in the hook, our top influencer ghosted us the night before the campaign launch. And
Oh,
then
that's a good one. That's a good
and
one.
this is a true story. And then it got a few thousand impressions and a bunch of engagement. So you're right.
Right,
Like,
right. So I think the reason LinkedIn gets by the way, just we can just stop the share for a second. Now,
yeah,
is this helpful for you guys?
helpful for me.
Me
It
berating
really is. I'm
you?
following.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
absolutely.
No, okay, if it's not helpful, I can just go and talk about other things, but Sherelle seems to be it's fine helpful. Okay. Um, I think LinkedIn gets a bad reputation for being cringe, because Elon Musk thinks it's cringe, whatever. Um, because there is a fake form of vulnerability. And I understand where that comes from. People are trying to be sincere when they're being insincere. And I
Mhm.
think that like imagine you have like a board meeting, or say you have a meeting with a client, and then if you're trying to be phony, like oh, like if you're trying to be empathetic and you're not, it comes across. But if someone relates something you really feel like they talk about something personal, and you actively listen, and you're like, okay, wow, I can relate to that. You really feel this person opened up to you, and in that moment, it's something very human. And so, what we're trying to do with LinkedIn and any social is trying to not, especially now with AI, it becomes a lot more challenging, right? Um, we're trying to connect to people that they feel that we're trying to be charismatic, right? What is real charisma? Relatability, right? Relatability, authority, and competence. And we're really trying to show that in the content. And I think that I'm saying this as like a high level idea, but it's just content market fit. It's just all it comes from just writing. I have a friend, he just shit talks every day. He writes about all these different topics, right? Especially about technology, working in different tech companies. He doesn't really care. And some of it lands very well, and most of it doesn't. But he's had a few posts really pop off and go viral. So because people relate to his authenticity, you know? What I'm saying is that like I think that it's hard. It will take time for you to actually to really create content like that. But I think that why video is a good hack, because it really shows you, it shows the tonality, it shows body language, you know, it shows relatability with actually showing it, because we naturally connect to people that are like that we can see, as opposed to that's written. Writing those types of things, you have to have a level of skill. And I think AI doesn't have, it's not almost there yet, but it doesn't have that level of ability when you read something. Like you never read like poetry or something like a book. I don't know. First time I read Catcher in the Rye back in high school, and I was like, this guy's like me. And every high schooler felt that way. But that's really what you're trying to get to. That's the goal. You want something that will really land and connect with people. Now, what I think is topic ideas, which is super interesting from the creator economy, is a lot of people don't. Creator economy is a lot of noise. So anything that you can explain to people on LinkedIn, if you ask someone's like mom, or like ask my mom, how do creators make money? She's like, she doesn't know. She's like, and she runs an e-commerce business. She doesn't know how creators make money. She thinks they do sponsorship. But if you go, they don't, monetization, there's platforms, a Patreon. Like if you go behind the day in the life of these individuals, that's also something that people might connect to. Now, I guess the question I have for you is the brand, what kind of brands are you trying to target?
Size or vertical?
No, vertical.
We run campaigns across all verticals. So fashion, beauty, CPG, beverage, you name it. So we're really trying to get everyone's. We're the new kids on the block. So we're trying to get our name out
You're
there.
trying to get your product. You're trying to understand. You don't know
Yeah.
who your target market is yet, as far as vertical. Is there something that you guys lean towards?
Is there a vertical that we're leaning towards?
Yeah.
Right now we're doing a lot of health campaigns.
Like
So
healthcare or like
health
wellness?
supplements and healthcare, both.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There's a lot of healthcare on LinkedIn, and also on X. And I see a lot more health and wellness related content in the context of like work-life balance, in the context of work, like sleep, a lot of supplementation, technology to help with health, because it's obviously work takes a major toll on people. So as far as topics, like in general, if you write about LinkedIn, if you write about business topics, you write about topical ideas, you're always going to get some level of engagement. I also think that like at this point, what you're trying to do, I think you're really in the experimentation phase. So I think you just have to probably just post more to get more feedback to understand what works. And then, and how long have you guys been doing this for?
A little bit over a year.
And how long have you been running campaigns on LinkedIn or having to
on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
About 6 months.
And why? What's your status of it now? How do you think about it?
Well, I just started working with Leon, who's like a growth hacker on LinkedIn. So we've only been working together like a month, right,
Leon,
Leon?
we don't see you.
Yeah, he's behind the screen. But he's helping me take it more seriously, because he's explaining to me exactly what you said, like your ICP is living on LinkedIn. So you really need to be speaking as much as you can. And he's doing exactly that. He's experimenting. Like the last few posts that you saw, like the most recent ones, were the most experimental to see like if people are resonating with it, like images, things like that.
I heard Peter Walker, and so I heard Peter Walker from Carta. I think he's like the head of insights there. Like, and so look, Carta, they basically a lot of the content's really based on graphs. Some more technical people in finance and venture and private equity like his content. And he said something really interesting. He said that, and I had a conversation with a prospect recently who wanted to have like 5% growth like every month. And I said to him, it doesn't work that way. You want to swing for the fences with every post. So you're going to have like some which are really going to bomb, but sometimes you're going to nail a format and have a content market fit, which will fly. And like every great style of content that I don't know, what creator do you follow, would you like? Give me an example.
Do you know who Brooke Monk is? She's big on LinkedIn. That's why she just
She
came
is
to me.
big on, which I know
Yeah.
she's bigger on other platforms. But
Yeah.
what is her style? What is her signature style?
She does like a lot of trends and dancing videos on TikTok and such, or like couples content.
Okay.
I recently heard her speak on a panel in Los Angeles, and she was speaking about how LinkedIn has helped her land deals also, which is interesting. I don't think too many creators are doing that.
No, because I remember I go to creator meetups and I've been to some of these bigger events, and some of them are like they're not even looking at it because it's again they have this assumption of it is what like it's an arcade platform, which is why it's an
Right.
opportunity, which is fine. But I don't care what other people do. Let them stay on TikTok. Um, what I'm saying is that, but she has a signature style that she probably experimented with that she was able to get to where she wanted to go, and then that's what she sticks with. So if you have a style that will work well for you, like I see on LinkedIn a lot of people who do text-based, and it really works well for them. Or I see some people who do like with I like to do an image. I like to do like a kind of a copy style, like copywriting, and have an image of myself with some or other people, or I write about people, like a hero post. That tends to do perform well. But it took me a while to experiment. A lot of it didn't go anywhere. So I think that during this period, you have to really be thinking, like I'm always thinking, again, it sounds infantile, but not virality, but how can I get the most amount of impact from this post? And and I also assume that people just don't know you. Remember, you're going to be
Totally.
shared among other people who aren't familiar with you. So you have one shot to make a good impression. Not in a way, but the good thing is you can take those shots every day over and over again. Every day of another shot. It's not like Twitter or X, whatever, you like tweet out 10 times a day to succeed. That's just crazy. And that lends itself to some people who want to do that. I just think that LinkedIn is, if you're posting 5 times a week, you're good. All right. So aside from me ranting for a while, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, would you mind showing us your LinkedIn for a sec?
Sure. Sure.
I'm curious. I'm gonna look you up after this and connect,
You
but I
can
want
roast me. It's okay.
to. I'm not gonna roast you.
That's right. People insult me all day. It's okay. Like
Listen,
when you
rage
start
baiting is the
when you
thing.
start messaging people, you get a lot of insults. People love to insult random strangers. Okay. Okay. Let's go see what has worked for me. Okay. See what I do right here? We partner. I'm telling people exactly what I do. And I'm also providing something. I'm going to get a free action insights, book a call by clicking below. Okay. You can click below, book an appointment. So I have a clear CTA, right? I like to keep things on a platform, but otherwise I send things calendarly. I'm helping. I'm very specific about who my ICP is, helping founders, investors build influence and opportunity on LinkedIn. But I will say this in full transparency, I might expand this because I think that LinkedIn might not be enough. I think booking a podcast, helping people with conferences, general thought leadership might be something that people need. I like to be hyper specific, but I think that in today's competitive marketplace, it might not be enough. Okay. My about, see, it's a little bit long, but I
Okay.
have like everything's in bullet points. Okay. Top skills, services. I don't really use service page. I know people do. I don't think it's whatever. Now, it's really important that I have a company page. I don't use it. I even help my clients with their company pages, but I really think that everything is about the personal page. Like, give me an example. So, like, it's not OpenAI. It's Sam Altman. It's not Airbnb. It's Brian Chesky. It's not X, Tesla, or Boring Company. It's Elon. So everything's about the founder or the CEO, and people, because everything's about personality-driven brands, right? So you have to be, you have to be the point of contact. Your profile page has to be the point of contact for the business. Okay.
I just want to make a note here, Jonathan, and just I know you have maybe like another 1 or 2 minutes before we have the next panelist, but it's so important what you just outlined, especially around your LinkedIn profile, because what I've noticed is that a lot of, let me just turn on the video here. But what I've noticed is that a lot of these companies and brands, they think that if they shoot the same type of content across all social media channels, then they have some kind of an outcome for it, but it's not true. Your LinkedIn profile, and how you brand yourself there, how you just mentioned having that personalized approach is completely different strategy than what would you create in, let's say, on Twitter or X, on Facebook, Instagram. And I think that people just don't comprehend that. A lot of even brands don't understand that. It's how your LinkedIn is all about you. And if you're creating If you have a company profile, it's all about the company. But I see a lot of mix-ups, and I see that a lot of the same content, same type of content is being even posted on, on other social media channels, um, which is just the wrong strategy. But correct me if I'm
There's
wrong.
no 100%. So okay, so I'm gonna put a caveat in that. I think you can take LinkedIn content and make it into a Substack newsletter. Fine.
Hmm.
You can take Instagram video and put it on TikTok. Fine. But there's this is the false promise of AI that you can just create slop with like you, because in the end of the day, every platform is so complex and so nuanced that you're writing for that audience. And I always push back on people. I'm like, yes, you can take your podcast and reshare it and create content from it for LinkedIn, but it has to be specifically for that ICP. This AI can't do this yet because there are nuances. And this is actually an interesting fact. I was listening to these two podcasters talk about Gen Z. And, as
Hmm.
a millennial, we'd be like, all right, we think y'all don't have like social skills. But what Gen Z is really good at is picking out AI generated content from human. I can tell you, you go
Yeah.
to grandma and ask her about those cats playing the fiddle. She'll probably think the cat
Yeah.
really is playing the fiddle. No, I'm being honest. Like boomers like think this is like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
real. So and like obviously
That's
like
true.
a Gen Z will be like, oh, within 5 seconds they pick it up. And like millennials were slower to understand that. So it's actually
Yeah.
an advantage. So because of that, that's why authentic content, even though you generate with AI, it still needs to have a human editing component.
So I
Anyway,
think exactly. On a closing note, I'll just say that AI is, don't think of AI as something that's going to replace your job. No, AI is your companion. We still do the majority of the work, but we still need to guide AI. As smart as it is, we still need to approve some of that work. We still need to give them some guidance to set it, right? Or to give settings to that AI, whatever we're creating, or how we want AI to assist us. So think of it as a personalized assistant, not something that's going to replace you. Because if you're thinking, the latter, then, eventually you're going to go nowhere. Because AI makes mistakes. It's a computer. Doesn't matter how smart it is, it's still a computer. Um, but anyways, that's a completely different subject and topic what we might get into in a second. But Jonathan, thank you so much for
I'll
speaking
put
and giving your insights. Yeah.
yeah, let me put my LinkedIn. You guys want to connect with me? Happy to chat. Happy to be in touch.
Yeah. We'll
All right.
share everybody in
Yeah.
that meeting.
I might have to jump off in a bit, but I do appreciate. I'm going to write about this as well later today. We'll take a screenshot. Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, bye. Good luck. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, so Abu,
Hey.
Abu Tanmoy, it's your chance, your stage. Go for it.
All right. So, hi everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm really happy to talk in front of all these people. You are looking great, everyone. So why I say this, you are looking great, because I make fashion content. So that's why I look everyone like this way. All right. So basically, first of all, let me tell you something what I do and what kind of stuff I do actually. So I need to show my slide. I did a little preparation of myself. All right. How to do share? Yeah.
There's that
All right.
green screen. Yeah, yeah.
So then that was how to do the entire screen. All right, done. Okay. So hope you can see the screen, right, everyone? All right. Okay.
Yeah, it looks
So
like a flower or like an engine of an airplane. What is that? Your background.
all right. Now I think you can see that. All right. First of all, let me tell you myself who I am. My name is Tonmoy. I'm actually a content creator in my country. It's called Bangladesh. And I am also an influencer in my country. Influencer. All right. So I have over 2 million followers all over my social media platform, and I make fashion content. I teach fans about the fashion stuff, how to do style, how to talk nicely, how to impress a woman, all that kind of stuff. So I make this kind of content. So I have 2 million followers all over the social media platform. I am also a entrepreneur. Like when I feel like that, yeah, I actually made myself as a brand in my country. So I then realized that I could make someone brands. So I started making my own entrepreneurship, and actually I'm a agency owner. I have agency. It's called Style Art Studio. On my agency, we make people about those who actually want to create them as a personal brand. We make them personal brand. Those who actually want to do business, want to sell the product through content. We do everything. We do video editing. We do graphic design. We do content writing. Whatever you say, paid advertisement, whatever you say, we have everything. So that's what I do. So I really don't want to talk too much. I want to show you more so that you understand what actually I do. So this is my Facebook page. That's my Facebook page. So I have over 900K followers here, are organic, by the way, no paid, nothing. Then I have this is my YouTube channel. So on my YouTube channel, I have almost 800K subscribers. And if I talk about my TikTok, we make content on everywhere. So I have over 700K, almost 750K followers on TikTok. So now I'm going to show you the crazy part. So what's the crazy part? On my last video that I upload on my social media, that within 7 days, it got, all right, I have to go to the slide. All right, so if I talk about my last video, so then it on Facebook, it got over 1.5 million views within what, maybe 6 or 7 days. All right, so that's where's the roots? Where is the roots? Okay, so I want to show you directly so that you can see this video. It's actually how I transplant my hair. In this video, I got 1.5 million views. Within 7 days. So, and most of my videos, if I show you my TikTok, then you will see that it crossed million views. Almost most of my videos. Where's the videos? All right. So it got 1.2 million views, 2.4 million views, almost 1 million views, all 1.1 million views. This is what I got. On my YouTube, I have done the same stuff. This video I got within 5 days, it got 46,000 views organically, everything. So I know content very well about how to grow on social media, how to edit the video, how to put yourself and make yourself as a brand so that you can sell your product to the online. I know everything very well, and I just implement on myself, and I'm growing. I'm creating content, So this is my introduction a little bit. So after that, when I realized that, yeah, I can make myself as a brand, so definitely I can make another one, make a brand. So then I started creating my agency, actually. So now I'm going to tell you something that's going to be very much important for everyone. Those who actually create content on social media, those who want to create themselves as a brand, make themselves as a brand, and stand out on social media. I have some formula that I apply on my video, and it worked really good. So first of all, I'm going to give you a secret that actually gives you a clear identity that how to make yourself viral on social media. If you make the content like this way, it will go viral. I have done this strategy on my last content, and it works so good. So what is the strategy? I'm going to review everything. If you apply all this kinds of stuff on your next content, it will go viral. For sure, guarantee. It's going to work. All right. So first of all, yeah, hook is the very important thing. On the hook, there's something you have to do on first. If you can make 30 seconds to 40 seconds, like hook the audience within this 30 to 40 seconds, or the video will definitely gonna go viral. For sure, all the platform. Because 30 seconds to 40 seconds is very important. And here, we're gonna play something that's different than others. What kinds of different than others? Human brain actually create negative emotion very well, rather than positive thing. So we have to do something that's negative, but don't kill the people. So we have to do something negative. Something negative. On my video, like on this video, I'm going to show you this. I'm not sure, I do want to play it a little bit so that you can understand what's actually I did. You don't listen to the voice, so you just see the intro, right? Okay. I said that 45 days ago, I was from that to this. This is negative stuff. I turned this. It was the biggest challenge of my life, and it just transformed my life. As you see, almost 24 seconds, like I'm just on this, doing all this kind of surgery stuff, all this kind of stuff. You can see almost 34 seconds is gone. When audience see this kind of stuff, the negative stuff, something that's scary, something he can relate, he's not going to go anywhere. He want to see entire video. When we see that 30 seconds, when we can capture the audience 30 seconds, the rest of the video he's going to watch. That's the main game here. We have to hook the audience with 30 seconds. Now, so what kind of stuff we going to do in this 30 to 40 seconds? First of all, we're going to start with something negative. Then something curious, something scary, or something interesting. How we're going to do it. Remember, when you're actually making a content, you have to remember that people cannot only rely on the trust your voice. They have to, they really want to see what actually you are doing. If you can combine the negative stuff with your visual, with your voice at the same time and combine together at the same time, people definitely going to watch your video. And this is how you're going to make your video content viral. That's the number one strategy. Second thing, engagement is very important here. So what is it called engagement? Whenever you try to make a content, don't make it perfect. Don't make it perfect. When people see that it's totally perfect, they have nothing in common. Like they're not going to comment on your video. We really need some comments. On the comments, you're going to reply each comments. When you reply the comments, what are people going to do? The algorithm going to do, the social media algorithm, it realized that, okay, maybe it's this thing getting lots of comments. It means there's a huge engagement. So people are liking this video. So the algorithm and the social media will push your content to more people. So comment is very important if you really want to get the views. And finally, likes is also important. Like the likes, like reaction is very important. Why it's very important? Because when the algorithm see that, yeah, people are commenting this video, people are actually liking and sharing this video, that means that if your video has something very, very special, so I have to push it to more audience because the social media, the platform also want lots of views so that the people more come to the platform, all right? So reaction, how you get that reaction? Remember, when people learn something from you, they get a value from you, and you entertain them or you make them smile or you did something that gives them a value, people definitely going to like your video. So this is how you can actually play with this. So if you follow this kind of stuff, like 40 seconds, start with something negative or curious, and also the like and comments, this kind of stuff, trust me, the video will definitely go viral. No one can stop it. But there's one problem here. Virality doesn't mean it's good. So if you really want to stand out or you want to make yourself as a personal brand on social media, you have to go viral, but not in every topic. I'm going to talk about this in the later about my slide. So now this is the strategy that how you go to viral. This is a simple strategy. It does work so well on myself, and it's going to work with everyone. All right. So now this is the video that I actually break down right now, that how much, okay, let me show you how much actually reaction we got. We got 1.5 million views. Then we got 530 comments. That's a huge number. And also 20,000 reactions. 20,000 reactions. And I have done all this kind of stuff. I hook the audience with 30 to 40 seconds, something that's curious, something that negative, something people scary. I put everything into one content. Don't let your audience know what actually going to do in the video. Let them curious. Let them know. Let them create a FOMO so that, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God. All this kind of stuff we have to put into the video. Remember, it's a content. You have to trick your audience like this way so that they can stay and they hook in your video. That's done. This is the breakdown of how to make your content viral. All right, now let's talk about the next topic. Nobody doesn't talk about this, but it's very important. I have learned from my mistakes. Each platform has a specific video ratio. If you doesn't follow that kind of stuff, your video is not going to get viral. People not going to see your video. So the video ratio is very, very important because then the algorithm of the platform will push your content to more people. So what's the ratio you have to follow? If you want, you can take any screenshots. For the Facebook, you have to keep the 4:5 ratio. For YouTube, 90:20 into 1080. For the TikTok and for the TikTok, it's a 9.9:16 vertical ratio, and for the LinkedIn 4:5. So LinkedIn and the Facebook are working the same thing. This kind of stuff, this thing you have to follow, but it's super complicated. I'll make it super simple. So video format is very important. So some of my when actually so this thing actually changed recently. So when I actually started making content, I fall into this trap on Facebook. I try to put content, the YouTube ratio content I put on the Facebook. My video doesn't get views, nothing. Then I realized that yeah, there's no problem that I have to, because most of the people who are using Facebook on their phone. So I have to put a ratio so that they can so easily they can actually see the video on their phone. They don't have to they don't have to take pressure to watch the video like vertical, then do pause something. When they scroll, video come, they watch, okay, done. So this is the ratio you have to follow if you really want to make great content or make your content go more people. All right. Now, all right. So now let me tell you that how to start right now. If you really want to make content that I want to make content right now and I want to make it viral, or I want to make my personal brand on social media super faster, then this is the start. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to keep it super simple so that you understand and start from today. All right. So how to start right now, if you really want to start right now. First of all the social media platform right now, the reels, the short form content are every social media platform are pushing real short form content like reels video. It works all over the social media platform really well. Second, content is content. Without content, you cannot do anything. There's no algorithm. There's no nothing. There's no platform, nothing. If you content is good, if you just follow the step I told you first, trust me, it's going to work so well. Put content as much as you can if you really want to start. Don't think about perfection. Don't think about nothing. But you have to be consistent. And one more thing you have to remember, very much remember, you have to pick a niche that you're going to expert on. Suppose I'm actually a content creator. I make fashion content. I research my content. I write my content. I do everything for myself. Then I realize, okay, I do everything. If I talk about marketing or create an agency, it's going to suit on my niche. Then I started doing this. I didn't talk about on my fashion content. On my content, like on my social media. On my social media, I never talk about marketing. I never talk about something viral stuff. I never talk. I was on my niche. I will make fashion content. Then I will add more on as a business. So on my fashion content, I'm the best in my country. And one more thing I really want to mention, that I also have a clothing business. Like I have a team. So fashion plus clothing are same. So we both combine together at the both, and we're actually doing this in my country. In my country, I sell the clothes as well, because people know that, yeah, Tanmoy or Style Hut Studio, Style Hut, they talk about fashion. It means they know about the product of clothing or something. So what we did, we actually just start our clothing business. And third thing is, you have to quality of the content is very important right now. It was 1 year before, it was not very important. Right now, it's very important. Why? Because everyone is trying to make content right now. Everyone is trying to make content. So if you really want to stand out, then you have to be qualityful content. You have to make qualityful content. I just make the content like this way. Okay, it's gonna work, but it takes so much time. But if you really put quality and the quantity at the same time, and also the perfect niche, trust me, your growth will be super duper faster. So this is how you can actually begin. You can start. So if I summarize the thing, start with the reels, start with one niche, that how this content I will become the master so that people will follow you. And second, you have to be consistent and put as much more content as you can. Upload as much content as you can. That's it. That's the stuff if you really want to start right now. All right. So now let's talk about the most important part. That's a funny part. We want to sell our product through the content. That's really important. I also sell my content I also sell product on my content. So, and there's one more thing I really mentioned, that what about the clients I'm getting right now? I actually got it from LinkedIn, and we make videos on LinkedIn. We make crazy videos about marketing or stuff, because I make myself as a brand, so I know how to do market to make someone else as a brand. I do my editing, or my team edits my video, so I can edit at someone else's video. I put everything together and make the content on LinkedIn as a video content. I'll show you that. So if you're trying to sell through your content, like sell, people not going to watch your video. You will flop. Nobody's going to watch your video. If you really want to sell your content, if you really want to sell a product through your content, don't sell the product. So how you're going to do it? We have to do product placement in a very classy way. I'm going to give you an example. Suppose I want to sell this pen. That's poor, low quality pen, whatever. So I want to sell this pen. But I don't want to say that, come buy this pen. It's really nice. It's really classy. You're gonna love it. It's gonna work. So people not here to come to buy something from me. They want to come here. They come to social media to learn something from them, so they can add the value to their life and they can improve. How are we gonna sell? Give an example. Suppose suppose I need to write something. So what I'm gonna do? I just put the thing. I just see, this is the brand name of this pen. So I'm just writing down, hello everyone, I'm going to write down something. So this is how I do the product placement. So when people see that, yeah, on my content, I use this pen for writing, people will be curious. Tonmoy or Style Up Studio use this pen. Maybe this pen is good. So I'm going to buy this one. This is how you can do the product placement. Second thing, before and after, it works so good. I was this, like, without this pen, I cannot write anything. With this pen, I can write lots of things. See, this is the transformation. People will say, oh my God, he was like this. Now he can write all this. It means that he got a very good transformation. So it means this pen has really something amazing. So I'm going to use it. And second, tutorial-based content. Teach something about this pen. Don't sell it. Say something nice. Say something what this pen can does. This pen can kill people. You can say. This pen can write a lots of stuff. You can say this pen can you can fly with this pen. Do something like this. People then will buy this kind of stuff because this pen has lots of stuff. Don't try to sell it. If you sell through their content, people are not going to watch it. Trust me. Sell through content placement, product placement. Done. All right. I'm super excited. I have to calm myself down. All right. So now let's talk about something that how we can actually make ourselves as a brand. On my country, I'm a brand. Whenever I go and talk in front of the people pay me to talk about the brands, about the fashion, about this kind of stuff. So how you can make yourself as a brand? It's really important because without brands, without creatives to make yourself as a brand, people not going to value you. People not going to trust you. People not going to buy service from you. People not going to do anything from you. So you have to make yourself as a brand. How are you going to make a brand? I try to keep it, there's so many ways, but the thing I follow, and I try to keep it so simple as possible so that you can start from now. First of all, you have to know what you are good at. You have to pick only one niche. I'm good at this. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make content. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make myself one of the best in this field. That's the one strategy. So you have to pick only one niche and you have to be master on it. Second thing, on my every video, I do something so that people can recognize. I say something on my video, I start something like this. Hey everyone, my name is Tonmoy. I'm an influencer, also a personal branding expert. On my every video on LinkedIn, I do exactly like this. Exactly. Sam, I'm going to show you that so that you can actually understand. Oh my God, I don't have any LinkedIn here on my laptop. All right. So this is how I actually start. So you have to do something that actually recognize yourself. When people saw this voice, instantly they recognize that, yeah, this guy actually the guy. All right. And finally, another thing that content structure and the color grading. On my video, on every video, you have to create a pattern so that whenever people see, they instantly recognize that this color, this person, this style is actually the guy I actually looking for. And this is the guy, this is the Tonmoy, or this is the Style Art Studio. This is how you have to do it. Remember, if I summarize everything, you have to pick one niche. Second, you have to create a hook or a structure. Whenever you talk, start with like this. And finally, you have to do something with the color that represent yourself. So this is the simple three things if you really start right. There's so many things, so many ways, but I want to start this. So just all right. But there's something you should not do if you really want to start creating content. Remember, on my every content, I use AI. Whenever I try to find a niche, like I really need to make a content with this topic, I try to use AI. I use ChatGPT or AI. So that I have the clear identity that is people want this content, is people going to engage this content, how much video views I will get, or I just try to then I start brainstorm with the hook with ChatGPT so that it gives me lots of options and I can implement on myself. And with my expertise, with my experience, I apply both together and I make the content. AI is good, AI is super duper awesome, but it's not still perfect yet. AI is still learning because you have to create something that actually different, and the different things come from your brain. So you have to leverage AI like this way, research, your brain, combine together and make a content. Trust me, it's going to work like this way. But you have to use AI. Without AI, it's going to be super duper, like it takes so much time to do so many things and research and everything. So use this kind of stuff. All right. So this kind of stuff you don't have to do if you really want to create a great content or if you really want to enhance your content quality or something or your brand. Then, first of all, it's changing trends. Trends gives you lots of views, but it's not going to be sustainable. Suppose that your curve is like this, but when you follow the trend, it curve like this, then fall down like this way. And this kind of stuff you cannot sustain. But if you create content, it's like this way, it's going to be super easy for you to sustain and the maintain views and also create a great personality on social media. So, and every time, second thing, this kind of stuff I did mistakes when I started using LinkedIn the first time. I was trying to sell my product every time through the content. And I saw the video doesn't get views. Trust me, video doesn't get views. But when I started not selling the content, I just make content so that I can solve the problem. Trust me, it get views. Not only LinkedIn, but also all my social media platform. So, and also changing the niche. If you change your niche too much, okay, I'm not getting views, I have to change the niche. Okay, I'm not getting views, I have to change the niche. If you work like this way, you will never get views. You'll never create yourself as a brand. Trust me, it's not going to work like this way. Those people who you follow right now, Iman Gadzi, Alex Hormuzzi, then Gary V, whatever you say, they're stick to only one thing. Gary V talk about marketing. Alex Hormozzi talks about the business or something. The Iman Gadzhi talks about how to do like product marketing, business, or this kind of stuff. They are on their own niche. They don't change it. If video doesn't get views, there's a problem. If 200 people watch the video, there's high chance that everyone is going to be their clients. So not actually clients, they're followers. That's how you can actually make yourself as a brand on social media. All right. So, and another thing is the problem that inconsistency. Social media platform doesn't like inconsistency. If you're inconsistent, you will fall down. You have to be consistent on social media if you really want to stand out. So every time you have to post content, every time you have to post, upload photos, whatever you say, but you have to engage and you have to post something on your social media. If you work like this way, trust me, you will get lots of views and become curious as a brand. And you can sell whatever you want to sell to the people. You can do it. The last day, like you know that Alex Hormozzi, he sell the books through his content, and it become the Guinness World Record. Why? He talk about he just make content on every time, posted it, and whenever he makes so much followers, and he just talk about his product, people buy it. So this is how actually you can sell your product through your content and also make yourself as a personal brand. All right. So now that's the thing I want to talk. There's so many ways, but I don't want to make it super complicated so that you understand my you can start right now. So yeah, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
but we have amazing, dude. You know what? I think you brought so much value into this presentation, and there's so much that you've covered. For the next probably for the next webinars that we're gonna have, we really have to kind of dive into the topic because there's just so much an overflow of information, which is truthfully very valuable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Avo. All right, and we have our last but not least panelist, Sherelle.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, once Abu, if you can stop sharing for a second and then I can
How can I?
share my screen.
How can I do it? All right, hold on a second. Stop sharing. Where's stop sharing?
I could try
Yeah,
to
Zoom
Zoom is complicated, man.
I could try
Zoom
to
is
replace.
complicated.
Hold on.
Hey, can
Sure,
you
would
do this
definitely
for me?
explain.
Can anyone?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, marketing is easy, but Zoom is complicated.
Yeah, man.
You guys see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay,
Beautiful.
awesome. So I think that Abu, that was great, and I think it's a great segue into leaning into the other side of creator marketing, which is more of the brand side. But thank you for speaking about the value of creators, and I definitely want to speak with you after and see if we can connect on anything. But essentially, we are Creator Origin. We are an influencer marketing agency, and we help brands execute high impact influencer campaigns from end to end, everything from sourcing creators to negotiating, contracting, execution, reporting, etc. Today, we'll just speak a little bit about the state of influencer marketing in 2025 and where we're heading in 2026. I'll try to keep it short and sweet because I know we're running out of time, but okay, here we go. So we are at a really interesting place in the industry today. So a lot of people characterize the industry as being in its infancy, and in a lot of ways, I agree with that just because of the tech and the changes in the algorithm and social media rapidly changing every day. But in other ways, we're seeing a really big boom, especially in the last couple of years. So here are just some top line stats to support that. So by the end of this year, influencer marketing is set to surpass $24 billion globally in by the end of this year, so only 1 month away. And then will increase by 33% to 32 billion in 2027. So take that in, kind of crazy stats, but that says a lot about where the industry is at today. 80% of consumers are saying that influencers are influencing their purchase decisions more than traditional ads. Creator-led ads are delivering 3 to 5 times higher return on ad spend as compared to brand assets. And year over year, we're seeing an increase of by 19% of brands increasing their spend in creator marketing and outpacing other digital channels. So, fun fact, you guys might have heard, but a few months ago, Unilever said that they're going to be shifting 50% of their entire advertising spend to just support influencer marketing. So, it's safe to say that influencer marketing is no longer a nice to have. It's very much, it should be the core of all of your advertising strategies as a brand. Awesome. How we got here. So there are a few points. I mean, there's so much to talk about in terms of how influencer marketing became so big over the last 10, 15 years. But something that I really want to focus on is specifically in the last couple of years, we've seen two major shifts. One is topic of today's conversation, AI. Algorithms and machine learning have gotten a lot smarter. So you guys probably know this, but if you're searching on TikTok, Instagram, a lot of times the algorithm will feed you things that you didn't even know you were interested in until you saw it and you see it and it's, yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Like, this is what I was searching for. My algorithm knows me so well. It's showing me the products that it knows that I will engage with. It's showing me the creators that I would like to follow. That paired with product tagging and enhanced search layers has been a real game changer for algorithms. Second, because of this, consumers have started to change the way that they're searching for brands and products. So instead of going to Google and searching best foundation for my skin, they're going to TikTok and searching House Labs foundation, and they can see there 10 different people with 10 different skin types and how that product looked on their skin instead of having to parse through Amazon reviews and SEO on Google. It just makes the process much simpler, and you're seeing real life examples and real demos from humans, which humans like to buy from other humans. So we've seen 62% of Gen Z actually replacing Google searches with TikTok and Instagram. So that's a big shift that's been happening. And what is the thing that's tying all of this together? What's funneling the algorithm is creator content, influencers. Influencers are at the foundation of all of this. They're the ones that are making the content behind these algorithms and funnels, and which is why we've seen this major shift specifically in the last year. Okay, so just a quick note on why TikTok and Instagram have overtaken Google. So here, let me move this 1 second. We, in some ways, as I said, Gen Z is starting to use social media instead of Google, TikTok and Instagram for search. And simply put, our attention spans are really bad these days, especially the younger generation. People just want instant answers. They don't want to be going to Google and searching through text and finding the answer. They want to be able to get it as fast as possible. So that's one of the reasons. Another is that discovery on social platforms feels more organic. You're not going through all the SEO that comes along a lot of times with search engines like Google, where people are paying to be put at the top. So it feels more authentic. And lastly, entertainment is now living in the same place that we're searching. So you're going to your social media to be entertained, to scroll, and then you're shopping, and then you're searching. So everything is happening in the same place, which is why brands are investing heavily in influencer marketing. So what does this mean for brands? So lightly put, discovery is now happening inside of social. Everything, the entire sales funnel is happening inside of socials these days, and brands are learning to adapt. So at one point, a few years ago, creators were kind of just top of funnel. They were the awareness behind different products and new brands. They were high level, this is the product, this is the brand, let me show you how it works. Now they're actually at every single funnel of the sale, at every single stage of the sales funnel. They're also at the next point, which is consideration and validation. And finally, conversion at the bottom. And with things like TikTok Shop and LTK, we're seeing social commerce being brought into social platforms. So everything is happening in one place, and creators are the ones that are behind all of this. They're taking people through the entire sales funnel all the way down to conversions, and that's all happening in the same social app. So brands are realizing this. They're investing more heavily in influencer marketing, which ties back to what we spoke about with Unilever, for example. And they're realizing that more branded produced content, like more studio production, tends to lose that like human element. So their smart brands are investing in influencer marketing, and the ones that are doing it most correctly is this last point on the right is, and we'll dive into this a bit more, is they are allowing the influencers to make the content organically, but then they're supplementing it with paid social behind it so that it can actually convert, it can be targeted and sent to their correct target demographics and so on. So we'll get into that a bit more, but this is what brands are doing. And this all goes to show why influencer marketing isn't just growing. It's especially in the last year, it's been maturing. It's becoming a bit more scientific. So what's working right now? All of these in consideration, we've already set the foundation of influencer marketing is important. Brands are investing in it. Everything's happening in these social apps. So with all that said, what are some things that are working for brands nowadays? Number one is the micro creator era. Abu, this is not to say that you're not important. We need our macros. We need our macros 100%. But micro has really been a buzzword because we're finding that they are delivering super high engagement because they have a deeper level a lot of times with trust with their audience because it's a smaller, more loyal audience. So brands are investing in these more tight-knit, smaller groups of creators. They're also starting to build like creator networks, like smaller networks of creators that they're reaching out to say, hey, we want you to partner with us and be a part of our like ambassadorship, our little network for our brand. And you'll get all these perks and you'll have to post for us. We'll get into an example right after the slide, but this is something else that's working really well for brands. It's making their own little cohorts. Brands are investing in intimate experiences and on-site activations. So we're seeing a lot more of that in 2025, a lot of pop-ups, a lot of sending influencers to Coachella and other music festivals and having them play with the products and see everything in person and show them on their feeds. And as always, culture is built in smaller rooms. So just a quick example of this is Rare Beauty, as we all know, has recently surpassed 2 billion this year as a company. And Selena Gomez is the founder. And they handpicked a community of ambassadors who are part of their Rare Beauty collective community. And they reached out to them and said, hey, we want you to partner with us, be a part of our collective. You can get early access to our products. You can get PR. You'll know about products before they're even out. You'll get invited to these launch parties. You'll get invited to intimate brand experiences. And we actually see that, like Selena Gomez will have a small dinner at a hotel and invite like a few of these ambassadors. So they get a lot of perks. And what is the value that the brand is gaining by doing this is a bunch of things. They're getting a lot of high volume UGC content. So these creators are feeling like great that they're a part of something. They're feeling wonderful that they're a partner with this giant brand. And so every time they get a mailer, they're posting, unbox this with me, or get ready with me, or come with me to this brand experience because it's so cool and it's so exclusive. So they're helping to drive excitement, and they're funneling a ton of content for the brand. And then it directly gets the brand access to those influencers, engaged communities that will ultimately, hopefully, become loyal shoppers. So it's a win-win. We're seeing a lot of brands do this. There's so many examples. Ulta, Sephora, that there's so many aside from beauty as well that are starting to learn that the more micro approach and building your own communities is where it's at. Second, we're seeing a rise of social commerce. I kind of touched on this, but with the rise of TikTok Shop and LTK and ShopMy, the conversion process, the sales process is also happening inside of social media. So because of that, brands are getting smart and they're investing more in affiliate marketing structures. So it kind of mitigates the risk for the brand up front, is they'll say to an influencer, like, if we'll pay you a base fee up front, maybe it's smaller, but if you are able to generate sales from this product with your code, then you'll get a commission on these products. And that affiliate approach in tandem with like higher impact influencer campaigns has been working really well for brands to hit all sides of the funnel, from awareness all the way down to conversion. So we're seeing the smartest brands are really leaning into the social commerce of it all. And this is a fairly new thing. Third, we're seeing brands be really smart about how they're utilizing their content and supplementing it with paid media. I said we would touch on this, and here we are. So brands are, when they're activating influencers for campaigns, a lot of times they will negotiate usage rights upfront with the creator and say, hey, we want you to create, let's say, one TikTok post, but we also want to pay you for 3 to 6 months of usage. And what that means is the brand is able to then take that content and put paid social behind it, turn it into whitelisting, TikTok Spark ads. Maybe they even, if they get the rights to it, can use it for an email campaign, can use it for a website landing page. And the reason why this is so smart is because we know that organic content usually has a lower shelf life on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, unless you get lucky and you get some amazing form of virality that just keeps going. But a lot of times it doesn't catch on to the algorithm. So it's kind of like it has a low shelf life. So brands are kind of realizing, how can we expand this type of content? Where else can we plug it in so that it gives us value for a longer period of time? And that's where usage rights and performance extensions are coming in. And that all ties back into the fact that brands are realizing that super branded content is not doing as well. We need real people behind the content. So this is another thing that brands have been doing. And lastly, longer term partnerships always win. So I actually had a potential client reach out yesterday and talk to us. They were a jewelry brand, and they were saying, yeah, we've partnered with a couple creators here and there, and we didn't get much traction from it, like barely any sales. And the reason is because the one-off post approach doesn't really work anymore. What you should be doing as a brand is investing in a small group of creators to test. Let's say it's 5 to 10 creators, test and see how their content does on a smaller test budget. And then choosing 1 or 2 or 3, however many ambassadors to become long-form partners for you, long-term partners. And month to month, they'll share different storytelling around the product. And that'll help turn into conversions, because audiences trust repetition, frequency, and recency. They can't just see a post one time and want to be invested in it. They need to see it at least 10 to 12 times to even consider purchase. So that's something else that brands are doing that's working really well. So this is just a quick summary for brands, and what this all means for brands in 2026: building creator networks early, prioritizing in-person events, creating affiliate programs, extending usage rights to lead into branded and performance marketing, and investing in long-term storytelling and not one-off posts only. And lastly, because I know this is an AI conversation, I included some bullets of what the thought leaders in the industry are saying is going to happen with AI this next year. Vlad, like you said, we aren't, too worried that it's going to start overtaking creators and replacing anyone or replacing anyone's jobs. It's going to kind of supplement the work that we're doing and kind of help us out to streamline things, make it easier. Abu, you mentioned that you turn to ChatGPT for ideas before you start creating content. And we're seeing a lot of creators do this. So number one, AI will just speed up the entire influencer workflow, from discovery to finding influencer creators, creating briefs, approvals, reporting, even chopping up the content. If you make one long form video and you want to make it shorter, AI can help it with that and make a bunch of small clips. Second, we're going to see more virtual influencers. So like we all know, like Lil Michaela, the AI influencers that have been coming out. We're going to see more testing of that, although there has been data to support that people are feeling a little bit weird about it, because as we just mentioned, people like authenticity, they like real humans. So people are they're not so used to it yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how brands kind of work with AI and synthetic content to kind of supplement the more human content. And then lastly, and some platforms are actually already doing this, we're going to see AI shift from just reporting on like vanity metrics and impressions to also predicting before the program even starts what the ROI is going to be based on the creators that you're choosing for your programs. And that's going to be huge because a lot of times brands are testing budgets and we don't know until the very end who's going to perform well. So AI is going to be able to help us out before activating anyone to know how a program is likely to perform in terms of ROI. So a lot of exciting things coming. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherelle. This was amazing. I actually wanted to ask you, are there any current tools that you're using, let's say for your agency, to measure that ROI based on that whatever specific campaign with that creator? Like
Yes,
any
definitely.
AI tools out there?
Yeah, so there's so many tools out there. I'm sure you know, like Creator IQ, Later. There's a lot of influencer SaaS platforms that we've tested and loved. There's one that I recently started working with called Justify. It's smaller, they're just coming out, but it's a more affordable option. So it helps you measure your campaigns and it provides you with like a campaign reporting sheet afterwards that you can send to the brand. But yeah, those are a few, but there's so many out there that have such robust reporting and it's just getting better and better.
And because the majority of the audience is still, feels very skeptical about, and I'm talking about brands, right? They're still feeling very
Yeah.
skeptical about using AI tools.
Mhm.
The question is really, we've been all using different AI tools out there for, with the help of analytics, publishing, creation. How accurate are all these tools combined? So if we have this, you talked about Creator IQ and Justify, are they like how accurate is their performance on the output side?
We're finding them to be really accurate. Are you asking about the AI function?
Yeah, so like the
Or
end result,
beforehand? Okay,
the
so before.
analytics, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean they're still kind of in beta, so they're still testing, but it's
okay,
looking like this year specifically in 2026 it's gonna become standard. So we're gonna start, I'm pretty sure clients are gonna start asking what exactly are we gonna see before even launching. It's gonna be tough because a lot of this is experimental. You don't know which creators are gonna do what, but machine learning is gonna get better this year for sure.
100%. I agree with you. Um, Interesting. Yeah, we can definitely go deeper into this subject.
Yeah,
We're almost out of time, but no, Sherelle, thank you so much. If you can actually, and Abu, same thing to you. Can you guys both share that presentation with me? I'll make sure to
of course.
send it to all the invited list that we have.
My my presentation slide looks sucks, but surely have done the
Did
great
you see
job.
mine? Did you see
No,
mine?
they were great.
Yeah, yeah, better than you, man.
But you can tell that Sherelle, she really put the effort into this.
Thanks, guys. This was
Um,
great.
no, this is great. This is great. This is obviously our first webinar. I think Leon. So first of all, I really want to thank Leon for really
Woohoo.
coming up, even with the idea of doing a webinar and helping organizing it. So the biggest kudos here goes to Leon. Um, I know we have maybe a couple more minutes on like a small Q&A, but that we want to maybe talk about some subjects.
Sorry, did you talk about me?
Yes, yes, I talked to you. Give me just 1 second. I'll turn on the video. Um, there are a few things that I do want to ask you as an influencer, as a creator in your country. I still think that there's something that's very mutual among all other creators and influencers around the world, right? Um,
Yeah.
but the biggest question actually arises from the challenge, and you've mentioned that I think in one of your slides, is how to start growing your social media channel because it's not as easy as people really think. It really is not. I tried a couple of times. I still do have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to manage. At least I'm going live every, once or twice a week. It's not easy. And
It's not
so
easy.
my question to you is, what are the first steps? What should you be, um, really looking forward to creating your social media channel? How do you differentiate yourself? How do you stand out, right? And the third one is, how do you think AI is going to support your social media channel growth?
All right. So first of all, I'm going to talk about how to grow your social media, right? So it's super duper hard work to grow social media. Facebook, YouTube, or videos, it's really hard work. But you have to pick a niche. I saw your content. Your content, the way you present your content, it's not engaging. You're just making a content, put it on the social media, on the video. That's it, done, nothing more. If you work
Right.
like this way, the video will not gonna get views. You have to do something that actually gives you like a different thing. People will get interested on you. I saw you my video that on the first 30 seconds, I talk something very negative, something like doctor, something like transform my life, my face turned this. People doesn't know what actually going on in the video. You have to pick a niche. You have to make it engaging so that audience keep watching your video. That's it, done. If you like creating video, it doesn't make that you have to make a video and upload it on social media. No, it's not going to work like this way. You have to do a research about the video that is this video people going to watch it? Are they watch the video till the end? That's the first thing. And second thing is now, right now, so creating social media, like becoming famous is super easy. You have to start with Reels. Reels content, short form content works really good right now. We saw that like whenever we like it works really good. So on the Reels content, you have to do something. Suppose and you have to pick a niche fight first of all. That the niche gives you make you a brand, and then solve the problem. I say to myself that I will PSI, it actually my firm, problem solving information. Whenever I put a content, I try to make myself the question that is this content making us giving us solve the problem to the people? If say yes, I put it on social media. And when people say that, yeah, this content actually solves my problem, people watch the video. So you have to think like this way. Is this problem solving my information? So problem solving could be your health problem, mental problem, like entertainment problem. I want to watch the video. I want to watch a gaming video as you made gaming video. Simulator. What's the different thing I can see on your video so that I keep watching your video and I follow your channel? Is there something different, something interesting, something funny? If I don't see anything, people are not going to watch it. So this is the stuff you have to
So,
do.
so what you're saying is it's pretty much basically like a startup. Before you build the actual product, you want to try to validate it from the start. You want to really find that, the problem or niche that, let's say, the audience is having, right? Or something, there's a gap on a specific subject. And that's where you're providing your solution. So this is where you're being very specific on that, on that niche. The challenge though is in the validation process, first of all, it takes a lot of time, a lot of your time, um, finding that validation. And I know that because, out of the 50 videos or whatever that I have posted, there are only two that went, in my opinion, viral. With a couple of hundreds of views, where the rest are just like, in the few dozens.
Listen,
And I'm just trying to think, like, okay, how does YouTube work? How does the algorithm work? You touched on something very interesting, which I've never even thought that has a strong impact on the virality, and that's the format of the video. So the 1920 aspect ratio by 1080, that's an HD, a high definition aspect ratio. Because what I was streaming in 2K. Now I didn't know that this actually matters a lot for YouTube. So that's number one. Second, you're talking about the engagement inside the video, which is super
Yeah.
important. I understand where you're coming from. The first 30, 40 seconds, like you mentioned in your slide, um, are the highest engagement time inside your video in the beginning, right?
absolutely.
And and
If you cannot hook the audience with this 40 seconds, when the audience watch the 40-second of a video, the algorithm realize this video and the content is really good. I have to push it to more audience. That's how it's work.
Interesting. That's very interesting. And okay, so lastly, AI. We are using all tools. Are you using CapCut for your video editing?
No. I have a team basically. So I have a video editor. We use all the
Okay,
premium tools, Premiere
right.
Pro, After Effects, and this kind of stuff. Da Vinci,
How
this
does
kind of stuff.
AI help you? How does AI help you with the
Bro,
editing and the production part?
AI is a crazy right now. Let me tell you one thing. The before sometimes we really need to change the background, right? So whenever
Right.
we need to change the background, we have to cut the like scene like this way, this way.
Hmm.
Now what my editor does, like we use Adobe Premiere Pro 2026. What my editor does, he just send the prompt, change the background, remove the background. Bro, video background just changed within a minute. It's super crazy and super faster. To do this and this kind of stuff,
Which tool is that? What tool is that you're talking about?
it's actually Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro.
Oh, Premiere Pro. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It worked like this one. Also, the Adobe After Effects work the same stuff. So it's now crazy. Right now, if I, like change the background or do whatever the professional type of 3D graphics, I can. Oh man, I wish I can show you. Lynn, can you? All right, hold on. I'm actually not too
We'll
good.
no, let's not spend too much time. I know. We're gonna have this. We're gonna
All
have
right.
these webinars. But okay, so these AI tools, they help you pretty much with like do the whole editing
Exactly.
inside that video. Okay. Okay.
Not whole editing.
From
Some of the stuff we can do super quick, fast. It takes so much time before when we actually do this.
What are some of the challenges and flaws that you notice? And then that was one of the questions also to Cheryl that you see as a self brand um using all these AI tools. Like, where is your challenge? Yeah.
The Shirley said that maybe AI, the content creator will gonna rise up. So it is the biggest challenge for me that as a human, what I'm gonna do, man.
So I
But
don't
I
think
think
they'll never overtake you. It's gonna just be a testing. Brands are trying to figure out if it works for them, and if it does, then great. But nothing is ever gonna overtake human influencers. I truly believe that.
then
That's
then
very
then
true.
then I'm safe and I can buy more car.
Yeah, you can keep doing what you're doing.
It's very interesting. I'm just going to bring back to something that I mentioned in the beginning when I was presenting. One of the challenges that we've, speaking to so many brands, it really is that there's so many tools out there, and you don't know which one to pick.
Yeah.
But you know what? The unfortunate part is that no matter what tool you pick, it still does the same as the other tool. And so,
Yeah.
just like a closing remark, I just want to mention that, and we're going to do this more in the future, like more frequently. But um, what we want to look at in 2026 is not just the speed of the creation of content, but we want to really focus on its identity. We want to focus on the personalized approach that AI gives you, and I think that this is where it's going to be really where you break even for companies, whether if they follow that humanized approach, personalized humanized approach, call it, or they just try focus on the speed and that's it, but they're going to lose that attention. They're going to lose their focus from the brand, right? So, um, anyways, guys, I think this was great. This was our first webinar. We're going to do better with distributing the invite. But I just want to thank everybody for coming for today's webinar. And really, I know it took some time and effort for each one of you. So thank you so much. We'll see you hopefully in the next webinar as well. And please send me, like I mentioned again, the presentations, and we're going to send it to. We have about 80 something people signed up for this event, so we're going to send over to all the emails that we've gathered, and we're going to share this video recording as well.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Shirley. Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Cheryl. Thank you,
Of
Abu.
course. Talk soon. Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye,
much. Thank
everyone.
you. All right.
Okay, let's stop the recording.